Hello Aquarius, welcome to a timeless justice for Aquarius reading where we discuss however the energies of justice would like to disclose themselves via one of the sister energies that I read for, Sekhmet. Bear in mind that the energies may come off as merciful and merciless to you, for justice will be catapulted, yeah, okay, to disclose themselves and however she deems fit to deliver the messages, okay? I am seventh that reads these energies for her. Wow. Wicked. Woo, the energies are wicked fast. All right, as I see the eight of wands. All right, let's try this again. I am seventh that reads these energies for her, all right? And in doing so, remember that we have not allotted time for a personal one-to-one reading, that you have decided to tap into a collective general reading held by me, seventh, and that it is important to utilize your discernment to take all the bits and pieces that resonate with you, leave the rest behind with the reading that may not have. And remember that I will deliver the energies into the highest vibrational form allotted to me to be as clear and concise and in true form. So, justice for Aquarius. Bear in mind that specifically to the reading, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, femininity encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. Masculinity as well encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. For further detail as to who and what I am, I'm a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. And for more information can be found in the description box below, as well as learning how to travel between both of the channels that I run. Got very robotic there. All right, so Page of Cups with the Ten of Wands. Aquarius. Slippery slope. I'm blinking a lot, so I think you're like afraid to see the proof in the pudding. Ether's putting you to work. This is fast energy, like I said earlier. All right, this is fast, wicked fast. The Chariot energy. All right, there is a tornado of a storm coming through your waves of being, accepting, traversing, and also denying. There's a lot of pain that's in the back force as to why it echoes as loud as it does all the way over here. There's a lot of pain. Okay, and that pain is showcasing itself red, and that's a red flag. It's a red flag. So the red flag is saying, all right, caution, shark in the water. Are you the shark? I don't think it will come out, but the Seven of Swords would indicate that you are the shark. But you're not. You don't want to be. It's a slippery slope, right? You've been ice skating, but getting nowhere because it's grass you're skating on. Fuck. What? I'm hearing fix the terrain and fix your approach in the relationship to the grounds of which it is you walk on. Symbolically, that means meet your maker, meditate, right? Mother Earth energy. Get in symbiosis of relationship with her. Four of Cups. Some of you are very childish in your approach to life, and you really get to hide behind that shit. Like, some of y'all are very prestigious in the role that you have in the company that you work for. But privately, behind closed doors, very childish. And it's because you have a lot of emotional trauma. Death card is here. And the Star card, which is your card, the representation in Old Tarot. There's a lot of strife into you being who you are. This also comes across with a lot of the energies I've read for you as of late. And making sense of the fight or flight syndrome within yourself. But this defines as a slippery slope. Dead ends, some good ends, no ends. Just slippery slope. Ice skating, but on grass. So I'm getting nowhere. A lot of trauma is coming from relationships. This could be the relationship you had growing up to find a self-identity and the exploration internally, to not be judged for having fantasy, to not be judged to have a vast imagination, to be something and someone and have that expression. You're no longer tapped into that. You no longer are getting your hands dirty with creative energy. You're not. And some of you who are like, have been in this because your work mode is being creative, you've become very corporate in the way of making things. It's not with passion anymore. It's the pain has brought you to where you are, and now some of the successes is kind of flatlined and neutralized some of the upcoming emotions that are required to portray, to do something, to get something procured, and you're having a very hard time rejuvenating a source of energy to get that out again, to get something out of nothing. You know, sometimes we don't have to like people in order to take things that they have said or shared and understand that what they've given us and what they've provided us has integrated something within us. And we've used whatever they've said to identify and morph into or accept or have a dialogue of integration with what they shared. You don't have to like somebody for that. And a sense of responsibility sometimes becomes perplexed within you to share a sense of physicality in that awareness. You know, always being available when you're not fucking available. Or always being available and not having time for yourself because you're always available. Very drawn and magnetized to being always available, right? But a lot of you are actually in absolute discomfort, whether that's physically, not liking your physical weight of yourself. This could be spiritually, emotionally, physically, okay? Wanting to tackle everything, but having no sense of urgency or transparency or energy to show up and change those variables. Rather sit down and kind of like recharge. But even when you sit down and recharge, your attention is to other things, and that attention is to other people that need you, even if it's work related. You're excusing that behavior of doing something in that moment as needing to show up for work, or working to be available for family members in conversation because we're getting older. Like, your time is limited, and the time that you do allocate to other people that is limited, you're only giving to other people, not yourself. And look at that, the Seven of Swords has finally come out. And I didn't think it would, but you know, that's kind of how the energies of the 7-7 works. Interesting. I said 7-7. Huh. Interesting. All right, I can't explain why I just laughed, but I will say the 7 energy is a picky bitch. Okay, it's a picky bitch. 9-4-3, as I said that. And the complicated part is the 4-3, the holiness of understanding the value of 7, because 7 ain't fucking even. You can't split 7 up and be like, oh yeah, we're even here. No, you're always going to be at odds. To entertain the Seven of Swords is really none of my business right now. This is... I don't fucking care about that card. I don't. Ooh, that fucking card! Seven of Swords. Personal problem. Personal problem. Personal decisions that weigh heavy on your soul, but the only one that can be held accountable for those decisions or lack decisions or part of the problem or lack being part of the problem, you know, this over-ending tug-of-war position, is you. Remember when I said you're one way and another way? It's that card. At home, behind closed doors, completely different than outside. Just saying. Right? And that's where you have the biggest permission to be, because at this point, we want to give somewhat credit of the trauma, that this is the best coping mechanism for you. And it's not working out in your fucking favor, though. So, is it? Or does it feel fucking stressful? Because it's feeling stressful over here. Alright, you have Taurus energy coming out for you. And I was just about to say Virgo. That's funny. I was like, Taurus came out for you, Virgo? No. This is definitely Aquarian reading. Full moon, celebration. This right here is a Mother Earth energy of you needing to get back into. Feeling angry? Go to Mother Nature. Feeling sad? Go to Mother Nature. Feeling perplexed? Listen to her. Feeling angry? Tell her about it. I would trust that energy more so than celebrating and being part of gossip. I'm seeing is like half glass full or half empty. And that's not to you. That's for the people around with you in this so-called celebration status. Are they celebrating you, or is their viewpoint pessimistic or optimistic or neutral? Do they even have an opinion? And if you share yourself in that energy, what do you think is the outcome of that? I'm shaking my head because some of y'all are totally responsible for these decisions that you're doing for yourself. All right. Take these images in however they may want to speak to you, symbolically, visually, vibrationally. With that being said, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.